All right. Welcome to the Lion's Den. My name's Robert Love. I'm a neuroscientist. I specialize in helping people prevent Alzheimer's disease science. It is 12:12. I'm glad to be here with you. We are live on TikTok and YouTube. And it's 12:12. 12:12 is a cool day because it's just neat when the dates line up. It's 12/12/22. So set a good intention today, something you want to create in the world or something you want to let go. For some reason, these 11/11's fun, 12/12 is fun. It's a day you remember. So do something today or do something before you go to bed that makes today memorable for you. Something I did today, I took this piece of art behind us. Let me go grab it. Something memorable today. I took this piece of art and I played with it in an AI software for about 30 minutes. It blew my mind. I will remember today. It was so cool. I tried to create another painting around this. It was really, really fun. This is called Gaia, by the way, by Min Jae Lee. All right, so today's topic is about lion's mane. I'd love to answer questions about lion's mane or other brain supplements. If you have questions about art, happy to answer that. And someone asked about sponsors. I am officially sponsored. You can find out about the sponsors in my link tree, and I will be talking about some of their cool products later and how they have helped me just feel healthier. You love my pants. Thank you. Aren't these fun? These are like Christmas pants, but they're chef pants. So I was in the grocery store. This is really funny. Hi V. So I was in the grocery store and I'm buying a ton of vegetables for my parents. This is like Saturday night, and I just did just a ton of vegetables and then some grass-fed beef and some wild caught salmon. The person in front of me has they just had boxed food. I'm like, oh my gosh, this person's gonna die like tomorrow with what they're eating. And so this woman behind me says, "I love your pants. Are those Christmas pants?" "No, these are chef pants." She's like, "Oh, chef pants. Are you a chef?" I said, "Well, I used to cook." She's like, "Oh, well, are you still the chef?" I said, "No." And I laughed. I'm like, "No, I'm a neuroscientist." And then like people like all turn their heads. They're like, "What do you do?" I help people prevent Alzheimer's disease. Really? That's so cool. It was just funny from chef to neuroscientist. I laughed. I'm like, no, I'm a neuroscientist. I do really serious stuff. By the way, food is really important. A chef who can make really healthy food taste good is worth their weight in salt. By the way, do you know where that phrase comes from? Worth their weight in salt or worth their value in salt? Some armies used to pay their soldiers in salt. Salt was that valuable. It wasn't until after after the Revolutionary War, no, excuse me, the Civil War in the United States, that salt became really inexpensive to produce. Prior to that, it was super duper valuable. All right. Let me see some questions here. We got Matthew German. Hey, I have a question about lion's mane. How do you feel about aspartame? So aspartame. Aspartame is just awful. There's so much data to show that aspartame is not good. And I had like this long dialogue with someone underneath a video of mine about aspartame and weight loss. They're like, aspartame is so good for weight loss. I'm like, do you understand that aspartame is so bad for you that it's associated with diabetes and obesity? And so it's better to drink a regular soda than it is a diet soda, because aspartame screws up your insulin response, or can screw up your insulin response, and that promotes weight gain and obesity. It's crazy. And so way better to just take the calories than it is to do aspartame. The challenge is, so 0-calorie sweeteners can be great, like allulose, like erythritol, stevia, monk fruit sugar. Those are the 4 that are the best 0-calorie sweeteners. The challenge is we got things like Equal and sucralose and Splenda and aspartame, NutraSweet. Some of those are repeats, but those are the ones you want to stay away from. Those are chemical sweeteners, and those screw up the brain and the body. And the body's like, "Hey, what's going on?" It screws up the insulin response, and that's problematic. They also make us hungry. So aspartame, what they found is you drink a diet soda, excuse me, your tongue tastes sweet. This then increases insulin. This makes you hungry, but no calories came in because there's no calories in the soda. Now you're super hungry. Now, next time you see food, you overeat. There's good science from the University of Texas, San Antonio, on the relationship between aspartame and obesity and diabetes. It's better to drink a regular soda with the sugar and take the calorie hit than just to drink diet soda. By the way, the worst thing to do is drink a soda on an empty stomach. Why? Because our body takes that sugar and immediately turns it basically into fat, because there's no fiber slowing down the absorption, and there's In nature, it does not exist just sugar in liquid form like that. And so our body gets that sugar, that high fructose corn syrup, and the rockets our blood sugar super high. And so our liver says, holy shit, we got to bring down the blood sugar. And it has to store the sugar as fat. And that's why soda drinking is really associated with fat. I think something I read was for every soda you drink, let's say you drink one soda a day, that increases your risk of obesity by 60%. Let me say that again. This is from a documentary I watched recently on YouTube. I think it's called The Pyramid Scandal. It's about the food pyramid. So for every soda that a person drinks per day, that increases their risk of obesity 60%. So one soda is up 60%, two sodas is up 120%, three sodas up 180%. If that's how it works. I think that's how it works. So really, really bad. But if you're going to drink a soda, drink it with food. So eat a handful of nuts or eat a stick of celery. Well, you're probably not going to eat drink soda after celery. You'd be like, hey, I'm going to eat more celery. This is probably good for me. But if you're going to drink a soda, eat some food beforehand. So that way the sugar doesn't just hit your bloodstream and then you have to store it as fat. High blood sugar is dangerous. People who have really high blood sugar, if you can't bring it down, those people die. It causes organ failure. It causes aging. Really bad deal. And so your liver freaks out and it says, I got to store these calories as fat. I got to get it out of the bloodstream immediately. And this can lead to visceral fat, which is fat around the organs, and then fat around the liver, which is fatty liver disease. We see this. Hey, it's 11:11. Hooray. Fatty liver disease. We will stop at 12:12. How does that sound? 12:12 Eastern time. And so fatty liver disease is often caused by drinking these sodas with no fiber. So if you're going to drink a soda or you're going to be at a restaurant, eat dessert, eat a handful of nuts, eat a handful of fiber. This will reduce the sugar spike and this will make it less harmful. All right, questions about that? I'm sorry, I'm going to skip to the end. Does all that make sense? If you have brain fog from long haul virus, go below my profile. There's a free masterclass at the very bottom of that link. It's a long haul virus masterclass with Dr. Linnell King. He's awesome. It's not available right now, but sign up for it. Sugar does cause inflammation, yes. Soda makes me feel terrible. You are aware. 6%, one soda is up 6% only if you are predetermined to be insulin resistant. Look, these are not my numbers. Independent thought. Your skepticism is totally welcome. So right now in America, 40% of Americans are obese. So almost half. 40% are obese. 70% are overweight. And so for every soda a person drinks per day, that increases their risk by 60% of becoming, I think it's becoming obese. It might be becoming insulin resistant. I don't know. I think it was obese. I'd have to rewatch the documentary. But let's say my memory is imperfect. Let's say every soda increases the risk of either obesity or diabetes by 60%. I know those are two different things, but that's what this documentary said. I was floored by that. I remember that. And so I can report back tomorrow exactly which one it is. But that makes sense to me that each soda a person drinks, because soda is high fructose corn syrup without any fiber. That's a really, really bad deal. Our body has not evolutionarily experienced high fructose corn syrup with no fiber. Our body hasn't experienced high fructose corn syrup, period. But those numbers seem reasonable to me. And especially considering if 40% are obese, the research suggests that if we continue this trend in 20, 30 years, more than half of Americans are going to be diabetic. That's going to be a problem if we don't do something. The system will not hold together, I don't think. Truvia or stevia? I don't know what's in Truvia. I think stevia is good. So independent thought. Does that make sense? Am I missing something? I'm happy to have a little back and forth on this. I just want to make sure I'm explaining it clearly. And I don't think sodas are the absolute worst thing. I think they're really bad. But if you're going to have one, you want to eat some fiber to slow down the absorption. Karen on YouTube. Hi, I understand that supplements are good for you, but can they be too much? If we eat healthy food, we don't get sufficient minerals. Exactly. So good question. VV just had a Diet Coke. Yeah, think again. It might not be the best thing. So a question, can you have too many supplements? Sure. What's that number? I don't know. And what you want to avoid is taking too many fat-soluble vitamins. The fat-soluble vitamins are vitamin K, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E. CADE, they spell CADE, K-A-D-E. You don't want to take too much of those. Those can store in your fat. It is very, very difficult to take too much fat soluble, or to take too much water soluble vitamins, which are B and C, and the other supplements. You can take too much of them depending upon the supplement. Herbs generally are pretty safe, like cinnamon and curcumin. It's hard to overdose on those. If you follow the instructions on the bottle and you get high quality supplements are third party tested. So my new Lion's Mane supplement, it's GMP certified, which means it's a good manufacturing practice certified, and it's third party tested, which means an independent company tests what's in the supplements to make sure it's what's on the label. Unfortunately, some supplements, what's on the label is not what's in the pill, and that's it's not right, and that's potentially dangerous, and that's not a good thing. So, can you take too much supplements? Yes. What is that number? If you're drinking enough water, you're unlikely to hit that number if you're taking supplements as directed. If that makes sense. Some people have told me this number. Tell me where this number comes from. Some people say, like, I've heard more than 5 supplements is too much. Well, where did that number come from? That number's so low, it just doesn't make sense, right? 5 supplements. I don't understand where that number comes from. Is that 5 multivitamins? I don't know. Anyway, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. That's the key thing, especially if you're taking something like creatine. Lori, advice for the right dose to prevent Alzheimer's, Lion's Mane headaches. Maybe I'm taking too much at once. Oh, Lori? Oh, please put your first name when you make a comment. That allows me to talk with you. You're welcome, Matthew German. So, Lori, follow the instructions on the bottom. Each Lion's Mane has a different concentration or a different distillation. And so I don't know. I don't know how many milligrams, because sometimes it's like 2x concentrated or 50x concentrated. When I was making really healthy chocolate for the brain, I had this like 20x Lion's Mane that I would add in there. Super strong tasting. So check what's on the bottle. Is it a good company? Is it Life Cycle? If it's Life Cycle, it's causing headache. You might have an allergy to mushrooms or an allergy to Lion's Mane. Honey, if you're going to take honey, you want local honey and take it in small amounts. I like honey after workouts. So honey is basically glucose. When you have a little glucose after exercise, it stops burning muscles. And so that's what I take. When should I take Lion's Mane? I like it at night. If it doesn't upset your stomach, you can take it at night and you get really cool dreams, like really vivid dreams. I was talking to a potential client about this. She said, I've been taking Lion's Mane. My dreams are so vivid. I said, yeah, it's kind of like you get extra life. So I dated a woman. She didn't remember her dreams for years. It's kind of like you wake up and then life passes you by, and you go to bed, life passes by 8 hours, and wake up, 8 hours later. If you have vivid dreams, you get to enjoy and experience that time of sleep. It's really cool. So that's one of the benefits I like with Lion's Mane, and it improves sleep quality. You mentioned to take aniracetam every other day. Do you take you can take aniracetam 5 days a week. If you have Alzheimer's disease or early Alzheimer's disease, early stage Alzheimer's disease, you can take aniracetam every day. So there's something like stevia that doesn't taste as bad as stevia. Monk fruit sugar. Monk fruit sugar is great. All right. Jordan from North Carolina. Is it okay to drink orange juice? Well, what's your concern? Orange juice. So most fruit juices are extremely high in sugar, and they are devoid of fiber. So similar to a soda, when you drink fruit juice, you're getting a bunch of sugar and no fiber. And often this is unnatural, right? There's not a whole lot of humans who evolved drinking orange juice. Most humans would eat an orange, and so they'd get the fiber from the orange. This would slow down the absorption, and it wouldn't spike the sugar too much. And this would probably be an orange along with a bunch of vegetables or roots or other things our ancestors would eat. So there's probably fiber when they ate fruit, along with the fiber in the fruit. They probably ate nuts or seeds or roots. I think our ancestors may have eaten a lot of roots and just digging stuff up and chewing on it. Be like, maybe there's nutrition in here. I don't know. So orange juice, fruit juice is very unnatural because it's similar to soda, a ton of sugar, no fiber. So that's dangerous. And orange juice tastes super sweet, tastes good. So it's not a good thing if you're trying to lower your blood sugar or if you're trying to lose weight. Okay, let me scroll down here, see what we got. Ginger ale and Chinese food, smiley face. All right, brain fog right, so we talked about brain fog. Sorry, I missed a bunch of comments. I never recall dreams. Me, 100 Finn. Have you tried lion's mane? Good dreams. Yay, yay, Marine. Jen. So is it like Vlasic sauerkraut not beneficial? You want to eat organic sauerkraut? Vlasic is not organic to my knowledge. And generally speaking, I think that company is not the best of companies because they have a lot of products that have artificial colors like yellow number 5. I remember when I was a kid, my mother, this is in the 80s, my mother, she went through all of our stuff, like all the kitchen cabinets. One day she said, I just read yellow number 5 is associated with cancer. Or I think she might have said causes cancer. We'll say associated with cancer. And so she went through all of our food and threw away like half of it. And then we couldn't get a bunch of pickles because almost every pickle has yellow number 5 in it. I like Bubby's pickles. Bubby's pickles are great. So Bubby's pickles are beneficial. And then for sauerkraut, get organic sauerkraut. Sauerkraut's great. It's rich in fiber. It's got probiotics in it. So Prisher Lion's Mane just says 1,500 milligrams. What company? So I'd recommend getting Life Cycle, or I'm going to release my Lion's Mane supplement hopefully this week if I get the technology going. So you can either wait for that or buy Life Cycle today. Page, best supplements for Hashis. I'm not an expert in Hashimoto's. I would need to look that up. If there's enough interest, we can spend some time doing research on that. Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask you all, I'll go through some questions, but I'm going to ask you on a little bit. So stay sharp. I want to ask you what videos you'd like me to make this week. I've been making a lot on the food that I've been eating, and I want to make more videos on topics that you want. And so I don't know what you want videos on, so let me know. My name is Ali. Can you explain the APOE4 gene? Will we automatically get Alzheimer's? No, you will not automatically get Alzheimer's. So Ali, first of all, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have the APOE4 gene, or specifically the allele, and that does increase your risk of Alzheimer's disease. Now, the good news, it increases it moderately. It is not a death sentence by any means, especially the younger you are, especially the healthier you are. The APOE4 gene basically increases the risk of Alzheimer's, we think, by increasing inflammation. That's one theory. There's another theory about the fats in the brain and exactly how we process fats. I don't understand that theory, and so I can't speak to it. But the good news is that people with APOE4 gene and people who have 2 copies of the APOE4 gene have been able to prevent Alzheimer's disease and even come back from early stage Alzheimer's. In the book, The End of Alzheimer's Program by Dr. Dale Bredesen, and then there's his other book. Let me get this. In his other book, this is called The First Survivors. This is the first survivors of Alzheimer's disease. This is The First Survivors by Dr. Dale Bredesen. It details stories of people who have come back from early stage Alzheimer's disease and memory loss. Some of these people had the APOE4 gene. That's amazing. So current science today, someone who's committed to their health and is willing to eat the food, take the supplements, do the exercise, do the heavy metal cleanse, take the medical test to see what's causing the memory loss. Someone who's willing to do those things, specifically the diet. The diet's the hardest part. If you're willing to eat the foods necessary, which aren't bad, I eat them and my parents eat them. They don't complain at all because I'm a good cook. I went to culinary school. I thought, hey, I'm going to eat food for the rest of my life, so I think I'll get some training in food preparation. So the food does not taste bad, and in fact, it tastes good. And if you can let go of the processed foods, mostly the processed sugars, the bad fats, the packaged foods, eat a lot more vegetables and clean up the protein you eat. So move from fast food burgers to grass-fed beef, move from regular eggs to pastured eggs and so forth, eat a lot of sardines, wild-caught salmon and so forth, you can prevent Alzheimer's disease. Most people with whatever genetic makeup can prevent Alzheimer's disease. The rare exception is those who have early onset. That's very hard. We haven't cracked that one yet. So I don't know. Someone with early onset Alzheimer's disease, those are very rare cases. These are people in their 40s and 50s that get Alzheimer's. And that's pretty genetically determined. So Allie, good news. Generally speaking, Alzheimer's disease is 20% genetic, 80% behavior. Good news, you control 100% of your behavior. So your subconscious controls a lot of it. Your habits control a lot of it, but you don't control your genetics, at least not yet. You control your behavior. Your behavior is 80%. If you're willing to do the diet, which is delicious, and regularly exercise, get your sleep dialed in, and take some supplements, yes, you can greatly reduce your risk of Alzheimer's disease. Make sense? Heard dietetics. I'm guessing diabetics can't take vitamin C or melatonin. I haven't heard that. If you are diabetic, check with your medical doctor before taking any supplements. By the way, I'm a neuroscientist. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. Please check with your medical doctor before doing anything that affects your health. I'm here sharing the science to the best of my ability. And I'm often wrong. I was wrong about aluminum a week ago. I said aluminum is not related to Alzheimer's disease. New research shows it is. So I was wrong. And I'm constantly updating my understanding of the world based upon the current science. What did I say the other night about the form of NMN? You mentioned a letter, beta NMN. Benefits of sauerkraut. It's a probiotic. And sauerkraut, specifically, it's the fiber. And so a lot of the probiotic supplements, we don't know if they help. They may help in the short term. We don't know if they help in the long term. There's not consistent data. Most of your gut bacteria are in your colon. That's your large intestine. And so if you take a probiotic pill, it's unlikely, unless it's a special pill. There's one company that makes them. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. And so most probiotics simply get turned into nothing in the stomach acid. Our stomachs are extremely acidic. The pH of the stomach, I think, is between 1 and 2, which is extremely acidic. And it's that way to kill a bunch of stuff. It's meant to prevent us from getting sick from food that we eat. Imagine how unclean the food our ancestors ate, how many times they ate raw meat, how many times they ate dirt, unclean things, spoiled food with no refrigerators. My guess is our ancestors ate a lot of meat that would be considered unclean today or unsafe today. And somehow enough of them survived that here we are. And a lot of that, I think, is because of our stomach acid and the immune system in our stomach. By the way, approximately half of our immune system is in our stomach. We have an immune system in our blood as well as our brain. And so sauerkraut, probably the biggest evidence is that it provides fiber. One forkful is kind of what you want to aim for. Sauerkraut, not the shelf stuff from the grocery store, and fermented is a great probiotic. Thank you. Is magnesium liposomal good? I don't know of the benefits of liposomal versus regular supplements. I haven't seen the data on that. I might just be slow on the learning curve there. Have you read the studies of BioVi pertaining to anti-aging and Parkinson's disease? I have not. I don't know what BioVi is. If you can send me more information, that'd be great. Does lion's mane help reverse Alzheimer's disease? Great question. And what is lion's mane and what do you use it for? These are great questions. I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. Hi, Francis. Francis on YouTube. Okay, so lion's mane is a medicinal mushroom used in ancient Chinese and Japanese medicine. There's some evidence to show that it was used by Buddhist monks to help meditate. That's pretty cool. Lion's mane does a couple things. It increases 2 growth factors or trophic factors. These help grow and maintain a healthy brain. They are nerve growth factor or NGF and brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. Interestingly, exercise increases both of these. So lion's mane increases 2 growth factors that exercise increases. That's cool. And there's lots of research in both animals and humans to show that lion's mane can improve memory, especially in those with memory deficits. And in mouse models or rat models of Alzheimer's, it is shown to help people with shown to help memory. And then in human studies, it's shown to be helpful in memory. It also has other benefits. Lion's mane is anti-inflammatory, so it protects the brain from inflammation and the body from inflammation, and therefore it's good for the immune system as well. Is there another benefit? So these are some of the benefits of lion's mane. There's so it can help grow new brain cells. So BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, helps stimulate or support the growth of new brain cells and new neural connections. That's a really big deal. And we see the benefit of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, with exercise. There's research, I think it's Eric Kirkland. No, Kirk Erickson, excuse me, I'm mixing his names. Kirk Erickson, this is from 2011. He took, these people were older adults. Half of them did stretching, half of them did exercise for, it might have been 6 months. And they did brain scans before and after. The exercise group increased the size of their brain. Why? Well, the theory is that the BDNF from exercise facilitated the growth of their brain, specifically the hippocampus. This is very important because the hippocampus is the memory center of your brain. And so growing a bigger brain, specifically the memory center of the brain, that's a big deal. And so we found exercise does that, and we find supplements like lion's mane that increase brain-derived neurotrophic factor can also do that. I don't know if there's a specific, we know lion's mane increases BDNF. I don't know if there is a specific study showing that lion's mane increases brain size. I don't know that. I can look that up. It certainly increases BDNF and then the benefits of BDNF. Exercise is medicine for the brain. Exercise is the very best, and that's what the data show. So that's what lion's mane's for. It's from it's from Chinese mushrooms, and you can eat them as edible mushrooms, as gourmet mushrooms. They're delicious. They got a meaty taste to them. You want to cook them. And then I just watched a video someone sent me from Paul Stamets. Oh, by the way, if you have healthy recipes, someone just made a recipe. I said, hey, this sounds really good what you're talking about. Would you make a video? She made a recipe video and I reposted it. It's really good. So please, during the holidays, if you have a great holiday recipe you want to share that's healthy for the brain, meaning low in sugar, or you're using healthy sweeteners, please post it or post it as a video. Or you can say, hey, I have a recipe for this. And then I might comment, would you please post a video? But anyway, this person went to a Joe Rogan podcast with Paul Stamets. By the way, who knows Paul Stamets? Mushroom expert. He did Fantastic Fungi. YouTube, you know Paul Stamets? He's great. He shared that you really want to cook your portobello mushrooms on high heat to kill something in them. I don't remember exactly what it is. So that's lion's mane. That's the benefit of lion's mane. If I could recommend one supplement, depending upon the person, lion's mane might be it, because it has neuroprotective effects, meaning it protects the brain and it helps grow new brain cells. It can improve memory. It can protect memory. It helps the immune system. There's very few. It can improve sleep. There's very few negative side effects. It's extremely safe. All kinds of benefits. One thing to know is that the benefits may go away after stopping taking it. So you may need to take it to continue to reap the benefits. And that probably depends upon age. So if I take it tonight and sleep well, I think that's beneficial for my long-term and short-term health, even if I stop using it. And then we may learn more on it, which is interesting. So I used to take lion's mane on days that were learning days with the understanding or with the idea, I don't know if this is true, but the idea that if I take lion's mane, that increases BDNF, that'll make it more likely that I'm making synapses and potentially neurons based upon what I'm learning. That's interesting. By the way, making new neurons is associated with increased memory. Research from Dr. Elizabeth Gould at Princeton found that we can grow new brain cells specifically in the dentate gyrus of the nucleus, or in the hippocampus. That's a specific part of the hippocampus. And growing those new neurons, neurogenesis is associated with better memory. And so potentially stopping neurogenesis might decrease memory. So it's really important to be able to grow new neurons to have better memory or make new memories. That's what her research has found. And so I thought, well, it's a good idea then to take lion's mane if I want to remember some things, if I'm studying or reading or doing some work, then I want to remember what I'm doing here. So it can be used as a memory supplement as well. So that's what lion's mane's up to. And what I really like about it is it's very safe. It's very well studied. It doesn't really interact with anything that I'm aware of, at least interact in a negative way. It synergizes with things in a positive way. It's kind of like it's a pill or it's a supplement that somewhat mimics some of the benefits of exercise. Lion's mane, really great. Okay, questions. Where do you buy lion's mane? Great question. So I'm coming up with a lion's mane supplement. I have it. It'll be for sale very soon, like within this week. And then if you want to buy some tonight, you can buy some at Life Cycle. My lion's mane, I'm really excited about it. It's going to have other medicinal mushrooms with it. So it's going to have this great synergy of medicinal mushrooms. It's going to be awesome. Toy Ann Brown. Do a video on documenting the typical day in the life of Robert Love. I don't know if that's going to be interesting to people. I live kind of a regimented life. I don't know if it's going to be that fun to watch me wake up and drink celery juice and then go for a walk outside, which is what I do most mornings. Yes, magnesium is great on an empty stomach because you don't want calcium with magnesium. Calcium and magnesium compete for absorption, so that's a good reason to have it on an empty stomach. Also, it's good to take zinc on an empty stomach for the same reason zinc and copper compete for absorption. And you can have lion's mane with coffee. Yeah, lion's mane is really fun with coffee. Good questions, Toyan. Yes, not all supplements are quality. So something to look for in a supplement, and my supplements, we do this, is look for third-party tested that tells you that that the contents have been tested by a third and verified by a third party. So supplements are not FDA approved. I just had this conversation with someone today. They said, well, my doctor doesn't like supplements because they're not FDA approved. Yes, that's true. Supplements, regardless of how well they work, will at its current stage will never be FDA approved. The FDA doesn't approve supplements. So saying they don't approve supplements is just saying the supplement's not approved by the FDA. Well, all supplements are not approved by the FDA, but by that same logic, a multivitamin's not good, magnesium's not good, curcumin's not good. Any of these things that we know are good based upon the peer-reviewed science are not good because they're not FDA approved. And so I don't think that's a very helpful piece of information. The FDA simply doesn't approve supplements, so that doesn't mean anything. What you want is high quality supplements. You want third-party tested and GMP certified. That's the best way to protect yourself. Can you prevent dementia? Absolutely. That's what we're talking about, Nancy. I am reading the comments. Fierce something. Fierce little girl. Stoked on Om Yum is shipped. Awesome, Angela. So thanks for mentioning that. Om Yum, this is an official sponsor of the show. I tried this for 3 days before I decided to sponsor them. This is awesome. So let me read you the ingredients. This has got lion's mane in it. By the way, I just made this delicious hot chocolate. I'll share the hot chocolate recipe with you. So for those of you who want lion's mane in a powder, this has got organic cacao powder, organic lion's mane, organic reishi, organic chaga, organic cordyceps. Cordyceps is a mushroom. All those are mushrooms except the cacao powder. It's got L-theanine. It's got ashwagandha, organic ashwagandha. It's got maca. It's got organic Ceylon cinnamon. It's got organic curcumin, basically all organic ingredients. Pink Himalayan sea salt, stevia, black pepper. Black pepper and curcumin go really well together, and it's delicious. I use it with a little bit of MCT oil. It's great. It's a coffee substitute, or you can use it on its own. And this is available if you go below my profile and click the lion's mane coffee substitute. And I highly recommend subscribing, because when you subscribe and you use the code LOVE15, that's my coupon code, you get 15% off your delivery for life, which is really cool, as long as you stay subscribed. So this costs $50. When you subscribe, the cost goes down to $40. When you use my coupon, it drops down to like 33. So this is like $1 a serving. This is totally worth it just from a productivity standpoint. I feel so much, I feel the benefit to my brain and to my energy and to my focus when I take this. This is definitely worth $1 of productivity. This is worth, well, I don't know. So this improves my focus. Let's at least half an hour, if not 2 hours. We'll say half an hour. So what's a half an hour of productivity worth to me? A lot. That's what, and it cost me $1, or it costs you $1. So imagine at a minimum, this gets you half an hour of productivity. Plus, where are my people who ordered this to as a sugar replacement? People who had sugar cravings are going to try this, right? This has got a great sweet taste to it. If you want to, you can add stevia or monk fruit sugar to it. It's just delicious. If you want to get some, I think they still have some left. I don't know what they have left for the holidays. You can use my coupon. It's LOVE15. Go below my profile picture and click the first or second link. It says lion's mane replacement. Click on this and then subscribe. I really recommend subscribing. This is totally worth it. And then subscribing gets it a lot cheaper. It knocks $10 off the price. Plus you get free shipping. So I negotiated 2 things. I negotiated free shipping for my followers and 15% off for as long as you're subscribed. So really get this. A couple of you have bought it already. Has anyone bought this and has it arrived? I'd love to hear your experiences on this. This stuff is really, really great. I met the owner. We've talked a couple times on the phone. Really nice guy. He's committed to bringing healthy food to the world. And this tastes gosh darn delicious. I made some hot chocolate with this earlier today. I'll share with you that recipe. It was so good. I haven't tried Mary Ruth's stuff. Is Omium caffeine free? Yes. Well, it's not caffeine free because it's got cacao in it, but it's basically caffeine free relative to coffee. It is. Pamela, you got it. Did you try it yet? So great question. Is it best in AM or at night? You can take this in the afternoon, evening when coffee would not be a good idea because it doesn't have caffeine in it or doesn't have very much. So I had some this evening, and I can go to bed on time. So it's good. It's good both times. What are the benefits of cacao? Cacao is really great. Cacao improves the immune system. Cacao promotes neurogenesis. It promotes angiogenesis. So that's the growth of new brain cells, new neural connections, and promotes angiogenesis, which is the growth of new blood vessels. That's really cool. Also reduces inflammation. And there's some other benefits as well. But cacao is really great. And then there's some research to show the cacao improves memory. So they have people come into the laboratory. They give them both chocolate drinks. One of them's rich in cacao polyphenols. The other one's just looks like chocolate water, but it's not rich in chocolate. Then they have them drink the drinks for 30 days. Then they test their memory. The one drinking the cacao's rich in polyphenols. By the way, polyphenols are the dark, colorful colors in fruits. So think the red in strawberries, the blue in blueberries, the dark in black rice, the orange in curcumin turmeric, the brown in chocolate, the dark in coffee. These are polyphenols that are really good for our body, good for our gut bacteria. What's good for your gut is good for your brain. Chocolate's rich in that. So all kinds of benefits to chocolate. So Pamela, did you get your Omium yet? What was your experience? Spelled cacao, C-A-C-A-O, cacao. It's like cocoa, but spelled cacao. What supplements correct for nerve fiber? And BDNF may help with that, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. So lion's mane may help with myelination. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to check. Bought it, haven't tried it yet. You never got the supplement list. So Yolanda, did you click on the link and did you enter your name and email? It should have taken you right to it, and it should have sent you a copy in your email. Please check your email to make sure you got the thing. Hi, Gina from California. It hasn't arrived yet. Okay. You are welcome. Know anything about Zyn? I don't. Do they ship worldwide? I think so. I don't know what the cost is. So the Good Angel, I don't know where you live. I think they are geared up for international shipping. I don't know what the cost is. So if you do, I would call the company or send them a message. Say, hey, I live in, especially if you live in like New Zealand. Say, I live in New Zealand. Can you work out a deal with me? Because shipping's going to be a lot. Maybe. So instead of subscribe, you might want to get like 12 at a time or 6 at a time, and just have them ship you a big box, because it doesn't make sense to send you a thing every month and then see what kind of discount they'll work out for you. I think that's probably the best, is to get like 6 months or a year at a time. You might go through 12 of these really quickly. I went through my first bag. Well, I'm not through it yet, but I've had it about a week. I'm almost 2/3 of the way through. It's great. Okay, other questions? I live in Israel. Yeah, I would contact them and say, hey, I know shipping's going to be expensive, but I want to get some. I want to try this. And especially if you want to subscribe, if you're willing to if they have a great guarantee, if you're willing to take a gamble and try some, they might be able to mail you a small sampler for free. I don't know, and then you can try it, and then you might be able to order 6 at a time if you're reluctant to try to order 6 at a time. But see if you can subscribe, see if they'll send you a big box. See what kind of deal you can get. What do you mix cacao with? With this. Good night, Speed Up. Mine shipped. Awesome. Is one serving of this daily meet the daily requirements? So this is interesting. So there are no daily requirements for anything in here. Daily requirements are for vitamins and minerals. So this has organic cacao, organic lion's mane, organic reishi, organic chaga. There's no daily requirement for these things. These are healthy medicinal mushrooms and herbs. I don't know the exact amount of all of them. And then also I don't know the ideal amount for a human. No one's done the research of what is the optimal amount of lion's mane for, a 5'11", 220-pound man or a 5 foot or a woman of a similar size. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know the numbers. So I wish I could give you a straight answer. I don't know the exact amount in here, and I don't know the optimal amount for a human. It would certainly differ from human to human, and I don't know what that number is. So busy, I watch as much as possible. Awesome, Sandy Beach. Got it. You are welcome, Timmy D. They do ship to Canada. Send them a message. Send them an email and say, hey, will you ship to Canada? And what can we do? If you subscribe, again, I would recommend seeing if you can get like 4 or 6 at a time. How many milligrams of lion's mane per day? It depends upon how concentrated it is. So lion's mane can differ in concentration, and I don't know the optimal amount. I really don't. I'll tell you what's in mine. 266 milligrams. And so you'll find some with more or less, and sometimes it'll be, a 50-to-1 extract or something like that. Ja, you're so funny. All right. Tips to lose visceral fat. Go the low carb diet. Seriously. Remove processed carbohydrates and grains and processed foods, and just eat a lot of vegetables and healthy proteins, and use things like olive oil and avocado and fruits and chocolate. These are great chocolates. I just got some more. So Lily's is a great chocolate. Hugh's a great chocolate. Eat as much of this as you like, up to a bar a day. You could probably eat more than that. A bar is a lot. Eating a bar of chocolate a day as a dessert, that's a lot. You could probably eat more and it wouldn't have a negative effect. I don't know what the right amount is for you, but let's say a bar a day per person is safe. Half a bar might be optimal, but eat as many vegetables as you like. Healthy vegetables. Eat some fruit. Ideally, don't eat very much, if any, grain. Definitely no wheat. Wheat's no bueno. Wheat has gluten, and gluten has all kinds of negative impacts for most people. I recently heard, I made a new friend. His name's Sayer G. He's a world-renowned health expert. He shared with me that gluten reduces blood flow to, I think, the cerebral cortex, which is involved in decision-making. So that's not a good thing. The frontal cortex, excuse me. Thoughts on MCT oil. MCT oil is awesome. Matcha's awesome. Matcha's like green tea on steroids. I recommend. What platform am I able to order? So Vivi, if you go to search Omyum, OMYUM, and then subscribe, and for a coupon, hit love15. That's my coupon. Or if you go to my TikTok channel and click the link tree and then click the link below there. But since you're on YouTube, for YouTube people, if you want to order some, go to omyum.com or just search OMYUM and then enter the coupon code LOVE15. So let me share with you this hot chocolate I made. I made a video on this earlier today. It was so darn good. Here's what I put in it. All right, so you can write this down. This is really good stuff. You're welcome, Vivi. So 1 cup or 12 ounces, 8 to 12 ounces organic almond milk. Half a tablespoon MCT oil. So you heat up your almond milk and then put this in the blender. Half a tablespoon of this. 2 scoops Vital Collagen Protein. I'm not sponsored, but the only brand I'm sponsored is this brand. 2 scoops of this. That's delicious on its own. And then if you want to jack it up with the lion's mane, which really makes a difference, 1 tablespoon of this. Blend that. If you need to, you don't need to, but if you want to, you can add the tiniest amount of maple syrup. It is so darn good. It's like crazy good. I drank it and I said, oh my gosh, this is so good. And then I gave it to my dad. He's like, oh, it's delicious. I had less self-control, I would have consumed enough of these to make myself sick. I would have had 3 or 4 of them, and that would have felt really too much in my stomach. So once again, the recipe. And this is good for general hot chocolate. So by the way, this is great for kids. Great. I say this, by the way, I don't give advice, or I don't give advice, period. I don't give medical advice. I'm not a medical doctor. Check with your medical doctor before doing anything that affects your health. I do share information that's generally healthy for healthy adults. I believe this is likely to be very good for children because it does not have refined sugar, and it tastes really good, and it's rich in protein, and it's rich in healthy spices. And so I think this is a really good option for conscious parents and grandparents that don't want to give their kids sugar and want to give them hot chocolate. Of course, you want to give them hot chocolate. It's winter. I loved playing in the snow and coming in and having hot chocolate. By the way, it's so sweet. You don't need marshmallows. Like no marshmallows necessary. So here's the recipe. And I like not having dairy. I think dairy has, at least dairy in the United States, the way cows are raised, has some negative impacts on humans, generally speaking. So one cup to 12 ounces of this. MCT oil, optional. I like to add some fat. So I add half a tablespoon of this. You can add less if you like. Two scoops of this. That's the bulk of it. Just 2 scoops of this, and this will get you 80% of the way there. I like to add some MCT oil. And then to really drive it on home with lots of healthy stuff in it, 1 tablespoon of this per cup or 12 ounces. Blend that for like 30 seconds and pour that. It will come out all nice and frothy, and it is so good. If you want to, you can add just a few drops of maple syrup. It's certainly not needed. This tastes good enough on its own. This is a great, healthy hot chocolate, really low in sugar, rich in protein. This is collagen protein. This is good for your skin, hair, and nails, the most abundant protein in the human body. This has got all kinds of healthy stuff for your brain. It's just wonderful. So that's my hot chocolate that I just had today. So very, very good. Questions? Oat milk. You can use oat milk. Oat milk is really high in carbohydrates. I'm not a big fan of oats. I would recommend coconut milk if you're not going to use almond milk. Coconut milk, you could use cashew milk. I don't like soy. I think soy is kind of weird. Our ancestors really didn't eat soy, and most of the soy in the United States is not. Most of it's genetically modified. Oh, what MCT oil do I use? I use this one. I'm not sponsored by them. I would happily be. It's Nature's Way. It's very good. Nature's Way MCT oil. Got it, V? And then Vital Collagen's protein. You can get both of those at Costco. Anybody know when the U.S. is going to actually fix what we put in our food? Yeah, I know. I think the biggest thing, someone mentioned this. I don't know if this is happening in the news or if this was someone's bright idea. Someone said, what do I feel about a tax on high fructose corn syrup? Really good question. You're welcome, V. So I originally thought, well, I don't like taxes because I want people to have freedom to make their decisions. I don't want government making decisions for them. That was my initial response. I'm a libertarian at heart, which is small government, lots of freedom, lots of rights and responsibilities as a human. So if, for example, if you and I are neighbors and you're having a loud party and I want to go to bed and I want you to stop, I would go to your door or call you and say, hey, I'm your neighbor. Hopefully we've met before. I'm trying to go to sleep. Would it be possible to turn down the music? That would be a libertarian society thing to do. In our current society, we call the police on our neighbors. Say, hey, my neighbor's throwing a party. They're being loud. Would you go knock on their door? That doesn't make sense to me. I think it's just a lot easier to call them or knock on the door, right? And then in a libertarian society, you're allowed to eat whatever you want or consume whatever drugs you want or marry whoever you want. It's not the government's job. You're an independent individual. You can decide what to put in your body, who to spend time with, and so forth, as long as you're not endangering other people. The general idea is do whatever you'd like as long as you don't hurt others. It's a really good rule. And then I thought about it longer and I thought, you know what? Simply getting rid of high fructose corn syrup would help so many people like that. It would make such a big difference. Here's some information. In Texas, and when I was a grad student at Texas, I was a really big football fan, and I'd travel around going to the football games. And I was with some friends, and we stopped at this small town in Texas. They said, "Hey, Robert, you got to have the Dr. Pepper here. They make it locally with real sugar. You can taste the difference." And I did. It was so good. It was so very, very good. Researchers have looked into this town that uses high sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup. There's less diabetes and obesity in that town than the rest of Texas. That's interesting. So this town that simply, the only difference is their soda has sugar and not high fructose corn syrup. They're healthier. That's a big deal. In France does not allow high fructose corn syrup in their foods. I don't think they do. been watching some European documentaries on food and so forth. I think high fructose corn syrup is illegal in France, so they just use sugar. Their obesity rate is half of ours. They have a 20% obesity rate. Ours is 40%. Theoretically speaking, eliminating high fructose corn syrup in the United States may cut our obesity rates significantly. It might cut them in half. It's likely to reduce them, and likely to reduce diabetes as well. This is a really big deal, and it would happen like that. And I think that makes sense. Even though I don't like government regulation, I think it's important to do this because what we've done is we've allowed these big companies, specifically in the United States, like France doesn't allow this. A lot of European Union doesn't allow this. I don't know if Canada allows this. Mexico doesn't allow this. Mexico, my roommate, he was half Mexican. A former roommate, he still is half Mexican, but he was my former roommate. He said, Robert, check this out. This is the Coca-Cola, or this is a Coca-Cola from Mexico. This is Coca-Cola from the United States. Look at the difference. The one from Mexico had sugar in it. The one from the United States has high fructose corn syrup in it. I don't think Mexico allows us to put allows high fructose corn syrup in their soda. That's a big deal. And so simply eliminating high fructose corn syrup from the American diet by law would be a really smart move. Not only would it help the 330 million Americans, but also our economy. The more people who are obese and sick and diabetic, the more care they need, and the less productive they're likely to be. That's a problem. If you want a productive, healthy society, then you want people to be healthy and productive. Most of us want a healthy, productive society, and most people want to be healthy and productive. And putting high fructose corn syrup in so many different foods makes it difficult, especially if people don't have a lot of education and they don't have a lot of access to different foods. They consume high fructose corn syrup. They don't even know they're doing it. They don't even know it's bad. And they don't know why they have obesity and diabetes. They're just eating foods that are off the shelves that they assumed are safe for them. And I would argue a lot of foods on the shelves are not safe because they contribute to chronic disease. They don't cause it directly. It's not one Twinkie equals diabetes. It's years of processed foods and sodas and breads and packaged foods and all these things, and not enough vegetables and healthy foods, and not enough exercise. But really, it's the food that cause these chronic disease or contribute to these chronic diseases. So I think one of the easiest solutions, one of the fastest solutions in the United States is to get rid of high fructose corn syrup, simply because it's not natural and it's not safe for humans. And I argue it's not safe for humans because using it, well, whatever argument France and Mexico are making, let's use their argument. France has determined it's not good for their citizens. I'd say the data is pretty clear. It's not good for animals, and the data is pretty clear. It's not good for humans. By the way, it makes it kind of turns off your hunger sensations. Really interesting. You become even more hungry eating high fructose corn syrup. So it becomes very difficult to regulate your calorie intake. All right, questions. Have I seen What the Health? No, that sounds like a good documentary. Amy, I'm pretty sure is aspartame. Noah and Amy, I don't know what y'all are talking about. Sounds like a good thing. Comments were filtered. Ever notice how countries that have social medicine don't allow these? Yeah, I know. Makes sense, right? I've heard from someone, I think they were in New Zealand. By the way, only 2 countries allow pharmaceutical companies to advertise directly to the consumer. Those 2 countries are the United States and New Zealand. And in the United States, pharmaceutical companies make up a significant portion of ads. Just simply watch television, and you'll see so many different ads. Oh, by the way, this is great. I tell people, turn off the news. You're not going to miss anything. Here are the headlines from Monday, 12/12. These are the headlines. So I'm going to read with these to you. Basically, the first one is local sports team wins game. So they broke their losing streak. Local sports team wins game. That's the headline on the front page. Really important news, right? Next, former congressman and new congressman have coffee. So 2 men have coffee, right? That's headline number 2. It literally says there, they get a coffee. That's great. And then number 3, some government official faces corruption charges. That's pretty standard, right? If you were to summarize the news, here's what we got. We got someone won a sports game. We got 2 people are having coffee. And then we got, some government officials charged with corruption. That sounds about right. Do you really need to read this or watch this on a nightly basis? Seriously. I am doing comedy, but this is serious. This is the Cincinnati Enquirer from 12/12/2022. Local sports team wins game, front page, and then two people have coffee, and then government official corruption charges. This is news. I would argue this is not necessary. I would also argue this is inconsequential to your life. If you wanted to know the results of this game, you would have watched it. It was a good game. I watched it. I don't know if you care that these two people are having coffee and some representative is some government official is being charged with corruption. Sounds about par for the course. So I don't think you need news. Slow news day. That might be a busy news day. Two men have coffee. Oh, did we get this down? High fructose corn syrup is not the same as corn syrup. They're very, very similar. They're very similar. Sarah from Seattle, best time of day to take L-tyrosine, empty stomach or with a meal? Well, why are you taking L-tyrosine? L-tyrosine is a cognitive enhancer. And so what, or you're taking it for weight loss, one or the other. So why are you taking it? Yes. Awesome. V. No news in 3 years. That's awesome. Men played a game and men had coffee. That's news. Yeah, totally. That's exactly right. Even funnier. Men played a game. Somebody won. 2 men had coffee. Another man indicted for corruption. Another government man indicted for corruption. This is news. Yes, the news is a comedy. Cognitive problems from sucralose. I would avoid all chemical sweeteners. It's just a bad idea. Yes, I do read the comments, Nabco. And for those of you who are posting, I would love for you to put your name anytime you comment. That way I'd speak to you. The Dunning-Kruger effect. That's interesting. What is that about? FDA is corrupt and incompetent. Don't forget incompetent, Gemma. They don't know the current science. And it's amazing. You'll watch these food documentaries and they'll talk to these food executives and they're just fascinating. They say, actually, we think the data does not conclusively show, and they'll say things like that sugar causes diabetes. The data doesn't say, and they'll cherry pick their data. And then the journalists, by the way, these women journalists in these food documentaries are courageous. They're standing up to these big companies and talking to these big executives and putting a pile of data in front of them and say, look at these animal studies and human studies showing the relationship of sugar and diabetes and obesity. And you're telling me there's no relationship? And then the person really is still trying to say, look, based upon our research, there's no relationship. Fascinating. And I think some of them believe it. And there's another documentary I was watching on meat. And then one of the scientists that was showing that, processed meat is not bad for you. She's just chowing down on meat samples at this event. It was really interesting. So what the health? All right. I will remember that. Oh, so let me ask this. I'm going to get out my keyboard here. So tell me, what videos do you want me to make this week? I want them to relate to health and ideally neuroscience and ideally brain health, memory, Alzheimer's disease, etc. So these could be foods to prevent Alzheimer's, or foods that are good for memory, or recipes that are good for the brain, or things like this. Ideally not on other specific disorders, for example, like MS. I'm not an expert in MS. It's going to take me a lot of study to get there. So I would love some videos you'd like me to make this week. I'm skipping to the bottom here. I like the cooking videos, brain health videos. Okay, so specifically, what kind of brain health videos? Yoga and the brain. That's interesting. Great. What else? Chlorophyll. We talked about chlorophyll. Yeah, that could be an interesting one. Stevia. So I could do one on sweeteners and obesity, and there's a link between obesity and brain health. MS and foods. One in children with autism and ADHD. Book recommendations. I did one on book recommendations. That one really floundered. I'm willing to do it again. I held up a bunch of books, told people why I read them, and that video did not do well. More brain healthy meals. Brain healthy meals. Example of my daily routine, including food. Routine. How to title that so people watch that? You think of what's a good way of saying my daily routine? Corn syrup is 100% glucose. Some of the glucose in high fructose corn syrup is converted to fructose. So I don't know if corn syrup is 100% glucose. I think corn syrup has some fructose in it. I would check that. Tyrosine for weight loss. Okay. So if you're taking L-tyrosine for weight loss, I would take it. So this is for Sarah and anyone who's looking at this. So L-tyrosine increases dopamine. Dopamine increases energy and reduces appetite. So something you can do is you can take L-tyrosine, say an hour before a meal. You're likely to eat less or be less hungry. You can take it when fasting. You can fast for longer. And you can also take it when feeling low in energy. I wouldn't take it after 4 p.m. It might keep you up. So does that help, Sarah? So one, if you want to fast in the morning, let's say you want to do intermittent fasting. Let's say you stop eating at 8 p.m. And you don't want to eat until noon the next day, which would be really good. You can take L-tyrosine at 10 a.m. with some coffee, and that'll help you elongate your fast. By the way, that might be an intense dopamine experience, L-tyrosine and coffee. It's really fun. I find it really fun. I've done it a number of times, and so I'm used to it. I understand what it is. L-tyrosine plus coffee is a wild dopamine ride. So you can take it then. And so take it before meals. You can also take it in the afternoon, in between meals, if you're feeling the desire to eat in between meals, or you can take it when low in energy. Be careful about taking too much. It can create a headache. Do you know anything about Guillain-Barré syndrome? Off the top of my head, I don't, Ashley. I'm sorry. Brain healthy dinners. I try to post those most days, the brain healthy food that I eat. But I could do some in a different format. Cassandra, is fat healthy for the brain? It depends what kind of fat. I got into. I didn't have to. I blocked someone today. I was just having an argument with them. They were being aggressive, and we weren't agreeing on the science, and so I just had to get rid of them. It was unpleasant. They were arguing that we all know that saturated fat's bad for the brain. That's not true. There are plenty of fats that are good for the brain. Your brain, outside of water, is made primarily of fat. And so eating healthy fats is necessary. Fish oil is one of the best sources of healthy fat. MCT oil is great. This is the brand. Cassandra, thank you for putting your name in. This is the brand, Nature's Way. I like them. Oh no, we're not. We got to go past 12:12. It's only 12:08. What are some other great things y'all want? I'm also going to make some masterclass classes that you'll be able to attend. There'll be a small charge or fee for those. I had that list. I'll be making that soon. But that'll be great. You like my shirt today? Thank you. I wanted to put on something colorful, so I was playing with that piece of art behind me, and I wanted to do something fun and artistic. Brunch food. That's interesting. Brunch brain food. Okay. What is white matter? White matter are basically the axons in your brain. So a neuron has dendrite, a cell body, and an axon. The axons are basically communicating the message to another neuron. I wish I had a diagram I could show you. Basically, this is the way most neurons work. Some of them are more complex than this. The dendrite receives the information that takes it then to the cell body. And then the cell body then creates the electrical potential or passes the electrical potential to the axon, then fires through the axon to the next dendrite. And so white matter is generally axons. So those are the long connections in between neurons. And then gray matter are the dendrites on the outside. Instead of daily routines, maybe daily performance. Can you say more? What do I consume pre-workout? Creatine and BCAAs, and sometimes a little sugar. What supplements to not take together? That's interesting. That's a really good one. It's not to take together. That's very interesting. That'll be very cool. What else? That's a really good one. Have I heard of Huntington's disease? I have. I don't know much about it, relatively speaking. Does fasting raise cortisol and blood glucose? It can. So your body, if you fast, your body will regulate blood glucose. It's really interesting. So your liver can make glucose out of protein. It's called gluconeogenesis. And so even if you don't eat for 3 days, your blood sugar can be relatively stable. Isn't that interesting? Your body can regulate your energy levels without input from food. You are so welcome, Revital Pisces. What does it mean if caffeine doesn't give me any cognitive focus and only makes me anxious? It might mean that caffeine is not a good thing for you. Not everything works for everybody. I generally don't do really well with ashwagandha as a direct supplement. And then I talked with Dr. Shannon, who's a functional medicine doctor and friend of mine. She said women do really well with that. What's up with the twin flames? That is definitely for someone for a different podcast or different live. That's not a day in the life of a neuroscientist video. I don't know how interesting that would be. Podcast. The best time to take MCT oil. That's good. Other ideas, other videos. I'm happy to make a bunch of these. Let me check on YouTube. Where'd YouTube go? V, you got a bunch of stuff here. Haven't watched the news in 3 years. Oh no. I'm getting inappropriate comments from robots. Correlation between gut health and brain health. That's good, V. That's a really good one. Where did my notes go? Relationship between gut health. What else do y'all want to know? How to better control my diabetes. I'm a little reluctant to do that. That's getting close to, especially because diabetes isn't my focus. It's getting a little close to medical. Anthony, I would say a great way to control diabetes is to reverse insulin resistance. You can do that with diet. I would really suggest you work with a functional medicine doctor or an integrative medicine doctor and or a coach who specializes in reversing insulin resistance with diet. It is possible to reverse insulin resistance with diet. There's a bunch of data on it. You really want to work with a specialist to make sure you're doing it correctly and safely. Thank you, Maureen. You do searching. What we are, don't know, do it. What supplements help correct nerve fibers? That is your question. I will write that down. Supplements and nerve, say repair. Doing heavy metal detox smoothie. Awesome. Oh, really? That's awesome, Kim. So let's big roar to Kim. Oh, we missed 12-12. It's 12-13. We just passed 12-12. All right. Big roar for 12-12 on 12-12-2022. Technically 12-13. Hey, it's 12-13 on 12-13. All right. Great. East Coast time. All right. So Kim, you did the heavy metal detox smoothie. Brain fog is gone. That's awesome. So this is a great question. We'll say getting rid of brain fog. Depends on what's causing it. You can have brain fog from lack of sleep. You can have brain fog from lack of nutrition. I didn't have eggs for a couple days. I was a grumpy Gus. If I don't exercise, I get grumpy and tense, and then I don't think nearly as well. And so for you, Kim, heavy metals made a difference. That's awesome. And so it depends what's causing the brain fog. Just like with migraines, solutions to migraines might be foods. I wonder what foods are good for migraines. Be good? Foods for migraines? This is Lisa. Thank you for using your name, Lisa. Exercise and the brain. I did a video on exercise and the benefits of exercise. And not that many people watched it. I will try again. Exercise and benefits to the brain. I'll say how to grow a bigger brain. You know, TR Day 1, exercise is medicine for your brain. If I could recommend one thing to most humans, it would be to exercise. And interestingly, humans don't like that advice because they've heard it before. And so when I tell them, listen, if you just want a healthier brain, simply exercise, people change the channel because they're like, I don't want that. Give me the pill. So some of my best supplements, unfortunately, are about pills, are about supplements because people are like, ooh, I can buy a supplement. I don't want to exercise, but I'll buy a supplement. This is Lisa. Have you heard about Arbil PM affects memory and long term? I have not. I don't know that one. Brain health and recovery suggestion. Thank you for the book recommendation. You're welcome, Ivan. Colleen, do I recommend a brand of L-tyrosine? I like Nootropics Depot. They have great stuff. I think most L-tyrosine should be about the same. Most of it's 500 milligrams. Brain and recovery suggestion. How to recover from brain injury. Why you need enzymes when you have gallbladder removed. That's a very specific question. Enzymes help facilitate reactions in our body. They're very necessary. Magnesium, for example, is used in over 300 enzymatic processes in the brain. Breathing in the brain, that's interesting. People aren't, interestingly, breath is one of the most powerful things to regulate our nervous system. People aren't interested in breathing. They're interested in the benefits. So do this for 30 seconds. Breathing. Roar Buchanan. Recommendation for eye vitamin. I don't have one. Cindy here. What supplements to not take the other? Yes, we got that one. That's a great one. Got brain connection. We got that. What does change in white matter? Signs and symptoms of. Oh yeah, warning signs of. Right. That's really good. Like warning signs of brain fog. What are good? Some warning signs. So warning signs of brain fog. Warning signs of early stage Alzheimer's. Or warning signs of what? How much L-tyrosine to take? Start with 500 milligrams at most. Doctors didn't take enzymes after gall. I'm sorry, JC for life. I don't know much about gallbladder removal. I don't have much information for you. Sleep apnea in the brain. I don't know about magnesium specifically for high cholesterol. I'd start with magnesium glycinate. If your high cholesterol is pretty serious, check with your medical doctor first. You're welcome, Derek Gerritsen. Advil PM. I don't know about Advil PM. That's interesting. Generally speaking, it's a bad idea to take over the counters. And they can hurt the gut health over time. Robert, do you like Mary Ruth's organic supplements? I reached out to them. I wanted to talk with them. I don't know. I haven't tried them myself. That's interesting, Rainbow Maker. Maureen, walk with a group workout. Great. Do I recommend ADHD medication? That's an interesting video to make. ADHD medications. That was an early viral video I wasn't expecting. Inflammation on the brain, how to lower inflammation. All right, anything else you want early warning signs of inflammation of the brain? Do antidepressants affect gut health? That's a good question. You like maca? All right. Tried many of their products, returned them all. Jen, what company are you talking about? Intermittent fasting is great. Benefits of fasting for the brain? Best things to take. Yes, best sleep supplements. Totally. People love those. By the way, some of the best sleep supplements, I'll tell you right now. Glycine. Let me take this right now. I'm going to bed soon. 1,000 milligrams helps regulate body temperature. Our temperature drops as we sleep. L-theanine. This helps increase relaxation. I'm not going to take this tonight, but this is generally pretty good. I've been taking this. This has been really cool. This company sent this to me as just to try it. I'm not sponsored by them. They did send this to me for free. So sponsorship is possible. It's called Amen Kava. So it's kava root. Make sure you're getting high quality kava. This has helped me fall asleep and help me return to sleep if I've woken up in the middle of the night. This has been pretty beneficial. And kava is also like a drink. It's kind of like alcohol without alcohol. It's really relaxing, but you don't get drunk. Prescriptions in the brain. That's interesting. By the way, prescription drug that's great for the brain is Viagra. People think you can answer anything. It's hilarious. It's interesting. Someone asked me a really interesting question. They said, I've been sneezing for 2 weeks. I've heard that's good for the immune system. And that was their question. I said, I have no idea why you're sneezing. Like, I can't tell that. I'm not. And for those of you who are here at the beginning, there was a doctor who could tell their patient didn't have a magnesium deficiency without looking at their blood tests. I don't have that power. At least I don't know of, I don't know how to harness that power. So I don't know how to tell why someone's sneezing. Or I can't look at someone and say, hey, you're not magnesium deficient. Niacin, it is good. Tried the Hof system of breathing. The Wim Hof system, that's great. Betty, what supplements are okay to take long-term? Oh, that's good. So what supplements not to take? That's an interesting question. Really good question, Betty. Ramona, do antidepressants affect the brain? That's a great one. Intermittent fasting, alcohol in the brain. Yeah, alcohol in the brain. I wish alcohol were good for the brain. That'd be awesome. My thoughts on modafinil. It's a prescription drug, and I found it to be beneficial. Ordered Omium, free shipping. Yay! MCT oil better than MCT powder. MCT oil versus powder is good. MCT oil versus powder. So the powder is easier on the stomach for most people, but they're the same benefit. We don't know what you know, so we may ask anything. You can certainly ask it. You can try to ask anything. My specialty is in Alzheimer's disease, brain health, and then to some extent attention deficit disorder, and then things that relate to them. Oh, I handle it great. Thank you. Kava with a K. Anomelisa. What to take to clear up brain fog? I heard testosterone. It depends on what's causing the brain fog, Frankie Bella Floyd. I don't know what's causing your brain fog. Someone just mentioned they took a heavy metal detox, and that helped. Okay. That's as far as we're going to go today. I do have ADHD. Supplements for bipolar disorder. Let me look those up for you. That's a bit specialized, but I want. Oh, I recommend watching the if you or someone you love has bipolar disorder, watch the Tim Ferriss with Chris Palmer. Chris Palmer is a psychiatrist from Harvard, and he talks about bipolar disorder and some things that would be helpful to it. What's in the heavy metal detox smoothie? Go to the medical medium, search the medical medium, and then you'll get information there. $90 to 95% of us have parasites. How do we know that? So Crowned Warrior, if you can give me a resource I can look up, I'm happy to look that up. I love the show. It's so informative. Thank you, JC for life. ADHD supplements. I will put that. People like that. How can you process all this information so quickly? I don't know. This is what I do, and this is my area of expertise, and my brain kind of knows how to access the knowledge that I have on these particular questions. Regular coffee versus herbal coffee. How can you tell if you are magnesium deficient? Technically, you'd want to get your levels measured. Get measured in your red blood cells, not in your blood serum. Your blood serum is it's not a good way to measure it. All right, I want to tell y'all about some free stuff and some of the sponsors of the show. So let's start with the sponsors. I have a new sponsor. Where is it? It's called, so how many of you are interested in Athletic Greens? How many of you have heard of Athletic Greens? I do publish the information. So for example, I publish things on TikTok and on YouTube. It's social. It's published on social media. I recently submitted some articles to the journal Science about aniracetam, but this will be published on YouTube if you want to watch it. And then I publish stuff on TikTok frequently. So how many of you are interested in Athletic Greens? Me. Yes, greens. All right. We got a roar. Me. Really enjoyed hanging out tonight. Me too, 100 Finn. Oh, by the way, anybody new that hasn't commented that would love to say hi? You want Athletic Greens, but for women? Yes. I'm vegan. Tell me what I should do. You might want to look into supplements like choline and a B complex vitamin and potentially iron and protein. Me. Okay. Any new people want to say hi before I go into this? I really appreciate the new people. Not new, but hi. Well, hello, In Vogue. I remember you. Hi, I'm new. Hi, user 87669. Thanks for being here. Hello, P. Claire. Hi. Oh, if you're new, would you put your name and where you're from? I appreciate that. Athletic Greens are a green mix that's really high in nutrition, and it's on the expensive side. How to consult with you. If you sign up for a memory test, and you can do that by watching the masterclass. If you watch the masterclass, there's a link to schedule a memory test. And if you schedule a memory test, I will share your results with you. Hello, I'm new. Hi, sweet honey. Any other new folks? Hi, Lauren. I'm using the Athletic Greens. Awesome. How do you like them, Rhonda? Kathy from California. How do you watch the masterclass? Great question. The masterclass is below my profile on TikTok. If you click there, scroll down to where it says free masterclass on how to prevent Alzheimer's disease. Click there, enter your name and email, and that'll take you to the masterclass. Watch that. I would do it tonight just so you don't forget, and then leave it open. And then I'll email you a link to it so you can watch it later. And then you can click the link that says take free memory test. Hello, Tammy from Oklahoma. Kathy from California. Puzzles in the brain. All right. So not new, just saying hi. They give me great. So Rhonda, they give you great energy. Paisley from Vancouver. Yolanda, what are our Athletic Greens? Athletic Greens are a blend of greens that are very healthy. So I'm working with a company, and they have something very similar to Athletic Greens. It's designed to be appealing to men. It's healthy for both men and women. It's this really, they have an old school picture. It's called a Morning Man. And so this is like a picture from the 1950s. So this is a great gift for a man or for women who want to be healthy. This is basic. I looked at the nutrition. It's very similar to Athletic Greens, and it's a little less expensive. And I'll give you a coupon code, which makes it even less expensive. Here's the difference. This has caffeine. So Morning Man has caffeine, Athletic Greens does not. So this helps if you want it to replace coffee or you want Athletic Greens with caffeine, this has that. So it's got that caffeine buzz. If you don't want the caffeine, they have the caffeine-free version. This is a sponsor of the show, by the way. And so I've been taking this. It feels really good. It's delicious. It's been crazy. I put this in my smoothie. I drink my smoothie so quickly now because it tastes so good. Like this stuff tastes crazy good. As soon as it arrived, I gave it to my mother and my father, and it's really dark color because it's really just rich in nutrients. I'll show it sometime on the show. I gave it to my mother. She's like, "Ooh, I don't think I'm going to like this." She tasted it. She's like, "Oh yeah, that'll do." And I gave it to my dad. He liked it too. So this gives a bunch of energy with the caffeine, but it's rich in nutrients. This is basically very similar to Athletic Greens with caffeine. It's got a cool logo. If you've got men in your life that would like something like this and are afraid of like a green smoothie, this is marketed for them. It is also healthy for women. Check with your medical doctor if you have a medical condition. And then here's how to get a really good deal on this. If you go below my profile, it says Morning Man. I think it says Morning Man. Let me see what it says. Let me see what the link tree says. They have a really nice discount. Morning Man greens. It's the second link. All right. So here, if you want to try this, they got a 300. I think it's a 365-day return policy, so you can try this out, eat the whole thing, and if you don't like it, you can ask for your money back. You could try this out, and then 365 days later, you can ask for your money back. That's damn cool. That's how much they believe in their product. It's an amazing guarantee. So what happens is, here's what we want to do. You want to get this and subscribe. That cuts the price. So ordinarily this is $100 a month, which is the same price as Athletic Greens. That's expensive. I get it, right? That's about, so there's 30 servings. So that's approximately $3.33 a serving, right? That's expensive a month. I get it. This is approximately a meal replacement. So when you subscribe, that knocks the price down to $77. So that's a good deal. Then when you enter the code LOVE15, but when you click on if you enter the code LOVE15, that'll drop it another 15%. So now that's like, what's 77 minus 15? It's now in the 60s. So that's cool. So now you're paying closer to $2 a serving. That's great. So $2 for a meal replacement, that's great. Especially if I think the caffeine free would be great for kids. So any moms there that want to give your kids like healthy green stuff and you fight with your kids about what to give them, this would be great in the morning, either in a smoothie because it makes the smoothie taste so good, or on its own if you're in a rush because it's got so many nutrients in it. And so you get a scoop of this, or maybe a scoop for 2 kids, and put it in the blender with some blueberries, some organic blueberries, maybe a little spinach. I don't know what else in there, but just blueberries. And then this green powder with a little almond milk would taste really, really good. And now you got your kids something healthy and fast and a ton of nutrients. So if you want to take advantage of the discount, just click the link below my profile. It says Morning Man Greens, 15% off when you subscribe for life. I really recommend subscribing because it cuts the cost. And this is just a great meal replacement that's rich in nutrients. To a man in your life. You can give it to yourself, and you can use it with your family, and it could be a great thing. So any question about Morning Man? I've been drinking it. It's been great. Shipped to the UK? Yes. It is really expensive for me as I'm in Canada. I don't know what the shipping is. Oh, it's got free shipping in the United States. Is it a meal? It's a meal replacement. It depends on how you define meal replacement. It has how many calories? Is it 50? It's got 50 calories. So it's not necessarily a meal replacement regarding calories. It's a meal replacement regarding nutrition. So you can have this in a glass of water. I would add a little bit of fat to it. I like to add MCT oil and blend it, but you can just add this to water. That will be very satisfying because it's rich in nutrients. Like, I wish I could show you all the nutrients in here and all the ingredients. It is jam-packed with healthy stuff. So don't think of this as just like a powder. Think of this as a meal replacement. I thought it was just greens. Love15 is the coupon code. Yes. What's in it? I will read you some of the stuff, Yolanda. Spirulina, organic alfalfa, organic barley leaf powder, organic wheatgrass juice, green tea extract, green coffee bean extract, organic chlorella powder, inulin, acerola fruit juice powder, apple powder, broccoli flower powder, mango fruit, pineapple fruit concentrate, bilberry extract, beetroot powder, carrot root powder, spinach powder, cacao bean polyphenol extract, grapeseed extract, licorice root, lycium gum, ginger, slippery elm bark. And then there's other herbs. There's pea protein isolate. There's citrus bioflavonoids. There's rhodiola. There's milk thistle. Ton of stuff. There's digestive enzymes. A bunch of stuff. Where do you buy it? You can click below my profile. Click Morning Man Greens. The link below my profile. Then click Morning Man Greens. And that will take you to their website. And then click Grab My Bag. And then you can subscribe and enter the code. So that's it. Any other questions? What are the carbs? I'm not sure. They're probably from like the fruit juice extracts. Good night, Sean Duffy. Piaget Molto, please don't put the same question over and over again. Okay. It's a one-time or yearly. Oh, it's a monthly subscription. Okay. Next, Next, I told you about this one. This is a Lion's Mane chocolate supplement. This is great. This is $50 a month. When you subscribe, it goes down to 40. And when you enter my code LOVE15, it drops it down another 15. So it goes down to like 33 a month. It's like $1 a serving. This is so good. This is worth it just from the productivity standpoint. So this has got organic Lion's Mane, organic cacao powder, organic reishi, organic chaga, organic cordyceps, L-theanine, organic ashwagandha, organic maca, organic Ceylon cinnamon, organic curcumin, pink Himalayan sea salt, stevia, and black pepper. This is just jacked with so many brain healthy ingredients. It's great. It tastes great. You can add it to coffee. It's a coffee substitute. It's great in hot chocolate. I have a great hot chocolate recipe with it. Omyum is terrific. I know a bunch of you have bought it, and I'm excited for it to arrive so you can talk about it. This is great. If you want healthy hot chocolate for your kids or for yourself, this is great, especially when you mix it with Vital Collagen Protein. I'm not sponsored by them, but I get their stuff. I dropped the MCT oil. So this is really great. I tried this for 3 days before I agreed to have them sponsor me. It's really, really delicious. It's so good. I felt it right away. Give it a try. Again, you get a great guarantee. If you don't like it, they'll return it. There's nothing to lose with that one. And then again, you get the discount for as long as you subscribe. So I really recommend subscribing. This is such a slam dunk. If you can't afford, or if this is too much of an investment, this, $1 a month, $1 a day for this is so valuable. It's so worth it. Okay. NAC is great. My brains need it. Awesome, Angela Fit. What's Lion's Mane? Lion's Mane is a medicinal mushroom that helps grow new brain cells. Lion's Mane is amazing. Rainbow Maker, I recommend just doing a search. Lion's Mane and Healthline. I like the Healthline resource, or just Lion's Mane brain benefits. It's terrific. Okay. Any questions about Omyum? It's basically a hot chocolate powder. It's a coffee substitute. It goes great in hot chocolate. It tastes great, and it's filled with healthy mushrooms like Lion's Mane and other spices like cinnamon and curcumin. It's awesome. Code is LOVE15. Thank you, Karina. And then I recommend going below my profile and clicking the Lion's Mane coffee replacement if you want that one. And that'll automatically enter the code. Can Lion's Mane make you nauseous? If you're allergic to Lion's Mane or allergic to mushrooms, yes. Okay, next, some free resources. Below the Lion's Mane supplement is the free weight loss roadmap. So 40% of Americans are obese, 70% are overweight. That means about 7 out of 10 of us would like to lose some weight. Losing weight is one of the best things you can do to reduce your risk of diabetes and reduce your risk of Alzheimer's disease. It's a really big deal. If you are tired of the back and forth weight loss programs, and if you're ready and committed to lose the weight and keep it off, I invite you to apply for a free weight loss roadmap with Chad's team. Chad Tackett is one of the world's leading experts in sustainable weight loss. He's been doing this for over, I think 28 years, 27 years. He's been doing this a very long time. He's only had to issue one refund in his entire career, and that's because he didn't want to work with the person. No one has asked for a refund. That's how good he is. His stuff works. People lose the weight and keep it off. So if you're committed to weight loss, you can apply for a session. The sessions are application only. They only have a few spots, and so they want to make sure that people who are really committed to weight loss are getting those slots. And then you will get a free weight loss roadmap, which is like a roadmap, a plan for how you're going to lose the weight. And then if you'd like to work with Chad's team, you can do that. So that is available. That is Chad Tackett free weight loss roadmap. He's opened up in the past about 16 slots for me and my subscribers per week. So it's Monday. So I'm assuming all 16 slots are open. So if you want, you can go ahead and check that out. That is below that's below the Lion's Mane coffee replacement. That's Chad Tackett free weight loss roadmap. And that's an application process. I don't lean so heavily on supplements. Um, people ask for supplements because they want fast things to do, and supplements are really powerful. If how long have you been on the call, Naughty Links? I've been talking about the benefits of exercise for and then food for a fair amount of the call. If I could recommend one thing for most people for brain health, it would be exercise. The next would be diet. The next would be sleep. Sleep might be somewhere higher, actually, and then supplements. So exercise is the very first part, and get your sleep dialed in. And then people ask for supplements because they're a powerful thing to do to get the process started. And so, for example, if you don't eat well, but you can afford $1.50, $2 a day to improve your diet, this is a great thing to do because you can add this to your smoothie, or you can just add this to your water. This can be an afternoon snack. What a great thing to do, right? And it's not hard. It tastes great. It tastes so darn good. I add this to my smoothie. I just gobble up my smoothie. It tastes so good. So if you want to add nutrition for, let's say, $2 a day, go to Morning Man. Amazing, right? I mean, $2 a day, and you're eating healthier food, and it tastes great. That's a win. So that's why I share things about supplements. Awesome, JC for life. You got your point, and fantastic. Great. Okay. Next is my free report, my top 10 supplements. If you are interested in supplements, and you want to know what I take, why I take it, and what I look for in a great supplement, download that. That is a free resource. Click the link, enter your name and email, and then I email you a copy, and then you can share that with others. So the copyright is open. If you like, I want this information to get out there, and then choose, if you want to take supplements, choose whichever ones sound right for you. So that's the free report. Are people able to access that? A lot of people have been asking, what supplements I take. Where? This is below my profile. The list is so helpful. Thank you, the Cell. Thank you so much. I'm glad you found it helpful. So Diane Della Rosa, beautiful name. That is below my profile, below my link tree. All of these resources are below there. Oh, this is great. Kate Doyle, I'm doing so much better with my mental health since you suggested low carb. Awesome. Big roar to you, Kate. That's awesome. Yeah, low carb is so good for the body, so good for the brain. That's awesome. We appreciate your recommendations. Thank you, In Vogue. I'm sorry I just jumped in. $2 meals. So if you're interested in athletic greens, this is very similar to athletic greens, and we got a great discount on it. It tastes amazing. It's called Morning Man, and it has caffeine in it. So if you want to feel really good in the morning, it's terrific. Pamela, I'm struggling with proper sleep, but I'm older. Yeah, sleep gets worse as we get older. Both parents have Alzheimer's. I'm sorry, Jesus, praying mama. That sounds very difficult. I think you're well-rounded and informative with your suggestions. Thank you, Karina. Okay. So any questions about how to access these things, these free tips? They're not these free. The chat is free. The supplements are free. So the masterclass, roar to you. So Con, I'm not answering other questions right now. Thank you, though. So if you want, I put together a 45-minute masterclass on how to prevent Alzheimer's disease. This is totally free, and I recorded this so that you could get the information that will be helpful to you to help improve your health, improve your memory, and reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease. That's the purpose of this. It's 45 minutes of science and action steps you can take, and I tried to make it as simple as possible without a whole bunch of medical jargon, so you understand, hey, here's what I can do. I can eat these foods. I can take these supplements. I can do these exercises. I can stop doing these things. I can do these new things, and this will be really helpful. Here's why it will be helpful. And then if you have parents who are at risk, you can share this with them. It can be helpful. So that's the free masterclass, How to Prevent Alzheimer's Disease. That is below my profile link as well. And you simply click that and then enter your name and email, and then I'll email you access to it. I'd recommend doing that now. Don't wait, because I'll send you an email with the link to it. And then if you wait until tomorrow, you might forget. And so you can click it now if you don't want to watch it now, and then watch it. Take a pencil and paper. Make sure to take lots of notes. And then a couple of you, or one of you asked, well, if you want to work with me privately, here's the masterclass first. I want to make sure that you have the free information that I have first, because that might be all you need. And then if you still want to work with me, click the link to schedule a memory test. And then that's the starting point of working together. You apply to take a memory test. I want to make sure that we're getting the right people taking memory tests, not just, hey, I think I want to take a memory test. It's more, hey, I'm experiencing memory loss. I'm concerned. I'm 65. And I think I have memory loss. I really want to do something about this. That's who the memory test is for. And then you apply there, and then you'll take a memory test, and then we'll meet. And I'll go over your test results with you. So if you want to work with me privately, that's what the process is. Watch the masterclass, which is free, and then apply for a memory test, and then take the memory test, and we go from there. Okay, any questions about the masterclass? Oh, thank you, Pamela. I recommend people watch your YouTube and all the clips there. That's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of clips here. Thanks for everything. You're welcome, Yolanda. The masterclass is amazing. Thank you, In Vogue. Thank you for the free resources. You're welcome. Thank you for the free Alzheimer's info. You're welcome, P. Claire. Where can I find this? So, Dorothy, this is below my profile. There's a link, and all of these resources are linked below there. Do you want to try to find it? I want to make sure you can find it. Anything to calm my angry dad with see as people lose their minds. The world's really unfamiliar and scary, and they don't know what's happening. And so they kind of lash out at the world. And aniracetam is helpful in improving behavior. So it's spelled ANIRACETAM. If you want to know where I get my aniracetam, you can become a Patreon patron. I don't share that information on the live because I'm quite certain that the company I get it from will sell out, and then I won't be able to get it, and I would not be happy. Ramona just came #1 viewer. Hi, Ramona. I don't think you've sent. I haven't seen you comment at all. Please say hi, Ramona. So Dorothy, were you able to find where the masterclass is? I'm a neuroscientist. I'm not a medical doctor. Say hello. I need some help, please, for my 20-year-old son. He's going through psychosis. So please work with a specialist in this. I'm not a I don't work with psychosis. Yes, some of our programs are up to $20,000. Pamela, you can watch it over and over again, even if you don't get it the first time. Absolutely. Okay, is everyone able to find the masterclass and the memory test? Video on supplements for a lot of information on the body besides curcumin. Yes, absolutely. Sign up now. Awesome, Dorothy Rose. I can't see either. So Suzanne, if you go to the link below my profile, there's a link tree. It'll those should be there. So can you see the link below my profile? If you click that, that'll take you to a bunch of stuff. How many milligrams for a 230-pound woman with aggression? So the max dose that's safe for most adults is 1,500 milligrams a day. I'd recommend a B complex, fish oil, and alpha GPC, 1,200 milligrams of alpha GPC. Kate Doyle, I will say that again for you. And anyone interested in aniracetam, this is the amount. 1,500 milligrams aniracetam. I'm not giving you medical advice. This is just the safe dose. 1,500 milligrams aniracetam per day. 1,200 milligrams alpha GPC per day. A B complex vitamin and fish oil. That's a really good thing to take. That can be really helpful. All right, Suzanne, did you find that out? Dorothy, you're signing up. Excellent. You're welcome. Robert, I like all the information you give out. Thank you. You're welcome, Ramona. Thank you for chiming in. Supplements easy to get. Robert Love, is this the link? At Robert Love? No, the link is, can anyone take that? That's for healthy adults. Check with your medical doctor. If you're taking warfarin, it may interact with warfarin. Warfarin's blood pressure medication. So Suzanne, it's below my profile picture. It's a link. Actually, here, I think it's Linktree/Robert W.B. Love. If you go on your computer or you go into your browser and type link, it's a link, tr.ee/Robert W.B. Love. TikTok handle, that'll take you there as well. What if you can search Linktree Robert Love? No, that doesn't work. Kim, do you have any thoughts on chlamydia and pneumonia? I do not. I haven't looked at the research on that. Any supplement recommendation for ADD trying to wean off Vyvanse? Anirastatin could be helpful. Alpha GPC could be helpful. All right, Suzanne, let me know if you're able to find that. Okay, other free resources. So at the masterclass, YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube station. This replay is going to be on there. If you want to see the things we're talking about for the first 2 hours, that's on there. You can fast forward. So check out the YouTube. That's just a great way to get access to my long form content. If you are a woman and would like help with hormonal issues, you can schedule a free call with Dr. Shannon and her team. Dr. Shannon's a functional medicine doctor. She's awesome. If you'd like to be a sponsor of the show, if you'd like to be a Patreon patron, you can click sponsor of the channel. You can be a Patreon patron and click there. You can sponsor for as little as $3.33 a month. And then if you have long haul virus, you can go to Dr. Linnell King's site and subscribe to the masterclass. And then when that's live again, you'll get information on that. Okay. Under your name says daily rankings. I've clicked on all. Can see. So I think you want to go to my profile, what if I can do it? So if you go to my profile, underneath my profile picture is a link for the Linktree. I don't know how to get it from the live, but it'll be there. And so can anyone help Suzanne and explain how to get it from here? I'm sorry, I don't know how to do it from here because I've just been on the live. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Alinias. I'm sorry, I don't think I'm saying your name correct. It might be Ali Nias. Linktree, link.tre/Robert W.B. Love. Thank you so much. If you type that into your web browser, that'll be good. Suzanne, do you see that? Ali Nias just posted that. It's at the top left of my screen. Thank you. And Vogue. If you click there, it should be there. Top supplements under my bio. Thank you. When you're live, you can't see your profile. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Trisha. Glad someone knows what's going on here. So I can't see it. But Suzanne, if you click there, if you click top left of your screen, that'll take you to my profile. And then underneath my profile picture is a link. Or Ali Nias posted the exact link if you type that into your computer. And that'll take you there. Okay, awesome. So happy 12/12, everyone. It's still 12/12 for you on the West Coast. It's almost about to change days for the for Central Time. And it's been lovely being here with you. I love you. God bless you. It's so wonderful being here with you. I so enjoy the Lion's Den, and I will see you here tomorrow. You are awesome. Have a wonderful night. See you later. You're welcome, Annie. All right, YouTube, any questions here? Good night, awesome YouTube folks. I will see you all later. Oh, here. If you'd like access to the Linktree, I'm sorry, I could have put this here earlier. Link.t. All right, V, V, were you able to access the Linktree for all the free stuff? I'm sorry, it would have been good for me to post that in here. Any of the free resources? You were? Great. All right, so anyone else who's watching right now? It's just in the chat there. You went to TikTok. Fantastic. All right. Wonderful. Blessings to you, V. Have a great night.